So I picked this mower up at the auction today. It was listed as for parts not running. So I figured I'd go down, take a look at it. And I did a bit of a walk around, and I didn't really notice anything glaringly obviously wrong. The deck seems solid. The crankshaft doesn't have any wobble in it. You pull a rope, there seems like there's compression. The only thing is you pull the rope and it doesn't start. So I figured I'd take a run at it, throw a bid on, and I ended up getting it for about 25 bucks. So I figured if I can get this thing running, that's a pretty good deal. So the first step I would do, this is the most important, is before I try to fire it up, check the oil and just make sure that there's something in the crankcase, because if you get this thing running and there's no oil in it, you're going to cause yourself a lot more grief than you want. But it looks like there's oil in there, maybe not the cleanest, but it'll be fine just to get it running for a bit. So we can start diagnosing. Now the engine takes 4 things to run. It needs compression, it needs spark, it needs timing, and it needs fuel. Now what I like to do, first of all, the quickest way to eliminate some of those possibilities is to go in to remove the air filter, which is right here. It takes either a flathead screwdriver or a 5/16 socket to remove. So I'll just take this cover off and see what we have here. Okay, so one thing here, this air filter is completely clogged with oil and dirt and is probably not going to let any air in. So now I said there were 4 things that get an engine running. I stand corrected, there's actually 5, because you also need air to mix with the fuel to get that thing running. So we'll leave that off, and what I'd like to do is shoot some gas in there into the carburetor and give it a pull. And if it fires up, we've eliminated the compression, the timing, and the spark issue, and then that'll leave us just with fuel and air. So give it a little quick shot, and I'll give it a pull, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's really promising. Not only did it fire up with a shot of gas, but it continued to run, which tells me it's actually drawing fuel from the tank and it's running properly. So what that's telling me is we probably had an air issue. And if I throw a brand new air filter in there and close it up and it runs good, I think I may have just got a really cheap working lawnmower. So we'll put it together and see what happens. So I put the new air filter in, fired it up, took it for a run, and it seemed to run pretty smoothly. The only issue I noticed is when it's running, the RPMs aren't very high. I'll just fire it up. You can hear for yourself. Now I think the motor should probably run a little faster than that. So to change the RPM, there is a governor spring on this motor, and it is, let's see, right there. And there's this little arm right here. It's meant to bend a little bit to tension that spring, and as you tension that spring, it's going to raise the RPM of the motor. So I'll just give this a little bit of a pull. Okay, and we'll see what that does. I'll give it a pull and try it again. That sounds a lot better. So that's how you get a good working cheap mower. I really thought I'd have to dig deeper into this. I got really lucky here. all it really needed was the air filter and change in speed. So I hope you enjoyed this, and hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching.